This is Sallust 23, lines 11 through 14 on 282. Alrighty. Aut fulvia. So right off the bat, we've got our subject right there. Starting with the subject, not unusual in a Latin sentence. We know our subject is now singular. And let's see. Habuit. So here we go. Verb, subject. Fulvia kept or held. Let's fill in the rest of this stuff now. Easiest thing would be to look for a possible accusative. Well, periculum. Direct object there. Why not? She kept the danger. All right. Now, lots of nouns in here. So, first of all, I'm going to look through for any kind of prepositional phrases, none there. But up here, this is suspicious. Causa cognita. So we've got an ablative, absolute, right there. That's great. As you can see, I put the macrons over those A's to show that they were ablative. Two-word ablative, absolute, not uncommon. So let's see. So cognosco, to know, causa, reason, when the reason was known. When the reason was known. And this is a perfect passive participle, cognita, when the reason was known. And these nouns are going with that phrase, the reason for Curious's arrogance. And I'm thinking this is genitive, not dative, going over here, and then this is genitive going here. So it's the reason of the arrogance of Curious. It's weird to have a genitive modifying a genitive there, but that's what we've got. So this direct object, this is accusative, so tale goes with this. This is talis, tale in the dictionary form. So it's an adjective of two terminations in the third declension. Talis, tale, this is the neuter. This is the neuter accusative singular. As you know, all the nominative and accusative of all neuters is always the same in Latin and Greek, and the plural always ends in a. She kept such a great danger to the Republic, not at all hidden. And this is this interesting thing where occultum is modifying periculum, but in a very dynamic way. She kept the danger not at all hidden. So it's a little bit like this is a factative verb, and it's making this the direct object and this a predicate modifier to the object. You make something into something. All right, so that's a nice chunk there. You can kind of make a pause there. The next bit here said, but sublato actore. And let me just point out, we've got two. These are called adversatives because they set up a new idea that opposes the previous idea. Sublato actore. Here's another two-word ablative absolute. There's your noun in the ablative, modified by a P, perfect passive participle in the ablative. This would be very difficult to look up because it comes from tolo, tolera, sustuli, sublatus, brutal verb. And so this, in this case, tolo is going to mean remove. With the culprit being left out or removed, the name of the person who did it. So what we're saying here is that Fulvia, when she gave her information to Cicero, she did not tell him that it was Curious who was the leak. So leaving out the culprit concerning the conspiracy of Catiline, prepositional phrase. You always want to go for these short prepositional phrases, get them out of the way. Narawit. She told, main verb there. She told what she had heard. So, narawit, direct object right there. That is the neuter accusative plural, quae. This is one of the exceptions to the rule that the nominative and accusative of all neuters is always the same in Latin and Greek. And the plural always ends in A, because it does not end in A. It ends in AE. So sorry about that. So that's direct object there, and then it sets up. It is also the direct object of this. Technically, you would have to have ea as the direct object of this. She told the things which she had heard. And this is not quo que also. This is quo and que, and the quo modifies modo, and by what means. So not only did she tell them what she had heard, ea quae, but she told them quo modo, how she heard it. Cum pluribus, too many. I'm going to say this is dative. Indirect object there. But, let's get this in the picture again. But Fulvia, once the reason for Curius's arrogance was known, she did not at all keep the danger to the Republic hidden, but rather, with the culprit left out concerning the conspiracy of Catiline, she told many everything which she had heard and how she'd heard it.